Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Sunday, February the 16th, the year 2020. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly open and gap. But as you all know, before we get into it, I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes, or at least a minute, about risk. You cannot afford to lose any more than you want to lose or are willing to lose on any one particular trade. You just cannot afford to do that. That is so fundamental. I mean, that you don't want any one trade to take you out of the game. So you must make sure your position size and stop loss are sized accordingly and placed accordingly so your risk is at a point where you're not going to lose any more than you're willing to lose. Now, of course, boys and girls, fellow traders, you know these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. And you also should know that trading is very risky. You can lose all your money. So, if you need trading advice, financial advice, investing advice, seek it from an accredited financial professional. You know, somebody with a certificate on the wall, probably behind glass in a frame, proudly displayed. So everybody knows they're an accredited financial professional. That way, if you take their advice and you lose your money, you know you took the advice from an accredited financial professional rather than some guy on YouTube that's got a funny name or somebody out there on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you know, telling you about their indicator of the day. So, disclaimers out of the way, and we're still less than 2 minutes into the video. Okay, weekly chart. As you can see here on the dashboard, we've got 1, 2, 3 gaps that haven't filled yet, but the rest have filled. So, hopefully, some of you traders took advantage of those gap fills. Right here on the dollar yen, you can see we are in the upper wick zone of the previous week's candle. So chances are price is going to break out of that upper wick zone. On the daily, or rather on the year from the yearly, you can see we're up at 110 pips from the open, and we're just 46 pips off of that yearly high so far. Okay, since it's Sunday here, Monday over in Europe or Asia, right now, I guess Australia, Tokyo, you can see right here, we're still putting in the opening range for the week. The previous day, Friday, was an inside bar. So you'll see that coming up in a screen or two. And the weekly buy zone right here, you can see we had gapped up, price came down, filled it. There's another nice move to the downside here, and then we bounced back 3 pips below the open. And on the month, you can see the range so far 182 with an average of 292. So we're 100 pips off of that. So some price needs the range, it looks like. And here's that inside bar showing you lots of inside bar opportunities on the daily. And all those ones in blue right there. And here's another inside bar on the New Zealand US dollar that happened 2 days ago. We've got some inside bars on the weeks and some inside bars on the month. All there for you if you like trading inside bars. A couple horizontal lines on the chart. Can possibly make some money. The range, it's Sunday, starting Monday. Not much of a range. We're only, into the 5 hours into the trading day. So just nothing much so far. And we're putting in the weekly highest open. There's the daily H1 highest open right here. So you can see we've got a weekly H1 lowest open right here. Looking at the the buy zone, which is the same as the weekly buy zone pretty much. This is the daily buy zone, but since it's Sunday / Monday, it pretty much looks the same. We took out the pivot. On the rat zone, there wasn't enough range on dollar yen, but you can see right here, we're in the upper rat zone here on the pound New Zealand, which I call the new beast. You can see this, it gapped down. Nice gap fill. I wonder, did anybody take it? Looks like it was good for about 70 some pips. That's not a bad trade. Okay, weekly pivot, we've already taken that one out. Remember, we missed that pivot last week, that weekly pivot. And I will show you that in a moment, but we took out the daily. But you see, if we switch, we still missed this 109.36. That needs to be filled, right? Then 41 weeks ago, we see we missed a pivot here. And then these other pivots are years old. Missed pivots, that is. We've got 14 pips, but once again, looking here, you see where we opened between 80 and 90. Price did not stay between 80 and 90. It opened between 70 and 80, did not stay between 70 and 80. So traders, if you're just looking for something to make a couple of pips, all you have to do is just trade this range right here. Doesn't matter where it opens, you can you just trade, just go with the candle color. Usually you can make money, but remember, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. Wick zone, you see a lot of wick zone here. So, but price still did the old, started in, it left the upper into the lower, left lower into the upper, because there's only 3 pips separating them. So it's just moving back and forth. See if we get a breakout to the upside. Once again, showing the previous day's open here, and you can see it just crisscrossing that line. As far as the Einstein line right here, you can see I actually left it on from Friday. I haven't switched the chart. I haven't changed the chart, but you can see here, price, once again, relative to that point, you can see how it's moved through, back and forth across that level. Once again, opportunity to bag a couple of pips here and there. As far as the tick chart, you can see it's Sunday. There's just not that much motion happening at the moment. The range we actually hit open minus half the minimum ATR right here. But you can see that's only what? 8 pips. Once again, these ATRs are getting lower. The average range, 41 pips. That's barely enough to trade the rat zone. On the week, average 118. So far, we're at inside bar here. Lower high, higher low. Still looking for price to break either through 90 or through 69 for that daily inside bar breakout. Even finer, looking here at these highs and lows that haven't been taken out from previous candles. So we've got a couple here on the upside. Here's one at 80 to the downside. And just see what price does to move. It has to break through these levels. Once again, simple horizontal line trade. But there's something I want you to notice here while I'm on the H1 chart. You know, this was Friday back here, but you see price spiked down here. Look, it cut across 1, 2, 3, 4. It was in that wick zone right there, and then came right back out. So somewhere around here would have been a nice trade, about 72. It's 82 now. Potential maybe 10 or 12 pips. But this is something you can do. Just look at the chart. That's all you have to do. See those wicks, see how many times it cuts across. Yeah, I've got plenty of indicators that show you how many times it cuts across wicks, but you don't really need those. You really don't. You can just use your eyeball and see it. Just the indicators help you see it. So, I haven't gotten any questions lately. So remember, if you've got any questions on any of these things, feel free to ask. Oh yeah, I did say I would do something. So let me pause the video and show you something. Okay, I'm back. I promised you guys I would show you the 2020 donationals. This is the Virgin Wick zones. Right now we're looking at a daily chart. So you can see here, this wick zone has not been penetrated. So hence the name Virgin. Neither is this one, neither is this one. So once again, you can think of these as areas where there's a probability, or statistically, there's a likelihood of price entering this area and reversing out of it. So, and you know how I like to look at these big candles, like here's this big black candle here, price came down here, reversed up to it, hit that wick zone. So here we've got this big white candle, so might look for price to reverse, come down here, and then it could either go up or down, but you just play that wick zone. This is on the daily basis. I mean, we can drill down to H4 and the same thing. So right here, if price gets in here, maybe look for a reversal, and the same with these Virgin wick zones. Notice big black candle, so look for price to return to this level. I also have another indicator on this chart, but because there's not much action, I don't know if it's going to actually show much. But you see this red right here? This is the TRO ask candle. So normally when candles are built, they're built using the bid. But this uses the ask price. So you can see where the ask is in comparison to the bid. So one thing, if you know, when I have my spread dots indicator, I showed that price can't go up unless the bid crosses the lowest ask, and price can't go down unless the ask crosses, that highest bid. It's just basically technically impossible. So right now there's not much to show, but maybe tomorrow morning when I make the Monday video, we'll have a little more action. But you can see here it's painting green. Now, and here on the Virgin wick zones, you see you got the high, you got the top. So right here, the high and the top are one and the same. And on the 1 minute, let's see, Virgin wick zones, I do believe you can tell it how many bars to go back. If you leave it 0, it'll just look at what you see. So right here, you see it just painted. But now, so it only paints what you've got pretty much showing on your screen. But you can, if you want to, you could tell it 50 bars, 100 bars, 1,000 bars. That's up to you if you want to control it. That's the way I like building my indicators, to give the trader as much control as possible. And what I can do is, if I remember correctly, show lines here. Actually, I forgot to do something. Usually I have can turn the indicator on or off. I might have to make a little update to those indicators. So anyway, that's it. I hope the people that got these indicators so far are enjoying them. And remember, though, fellow traders, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks this week. And remember, click subscribe, click like, click that bell, share the video all over the internet. Thanks again, TheRumpledOne signing out.